You've walked through your life feeling like a passive observer, watching the same scenes replay. You've felt the invisible strings, the echoes of past mistakes, the gnawing sense that something greater is orchestrated outside your will. This isn't coincidence. This is the blueprint. Your life isn't happening to you, it's being shown to you, not by some detached entity, but by the most powerful projectionist in the universe, your own perception. Every desire unfulfilled, every pattern repeated, every whisper of déjà vu isn't a flaw in the system. It's the system itself, operating exactly as designed by you for you until you realize you hold the remote. And before we dive deeper, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. These revelations aren't random, and if this video found you, it was meant to. Now let's begin. The world you perceive, the challenges you face, the opportunities that seem to elude you, they are all reflections. Imagine living inside a house made entirely of mirrors, where every angle, every surface, bounces back an image originating from within you. Your reality is not solid, it's a dynamic, ever-rendering projection. Every thought, every deep-seated belief, every subconscious filter acts like a lens, shaping the light that forms your experience. You are not just observing reality. You are actively casting it onto these mirrors. The struggles you endure are not external impositions, they are simply the reflection of an internal narrative still playing on repeat. You felt trapped by circumstances, but those circumstances are just visual feedback, showing you what internal programs are still running. The external world is a high-fidelity rendering of your inner landscape. It holds up a precise, unwavering mirror to your deepest identity. Your repeated failures were never accidents, they were echoes of an old identity still rendering. But what happens when that identity finally collapses? Next, we confront the unsettling question of who is truly pulling the strings in the grand show of your life. Asking, observer or actor, who's actually running the scene? You believe you're the actor in your own life story, making conscious choices, navigating scenes. But what if you've been merely an observer, passively watching a script unfold that was written long ago? The feeling of helplessness, of being swept along by forces beyond your control, isn't fiction. It's a fundamental aspect of how reality is generated. Your conscious mind is often nothing more than a witness. It watches the narrative your subconscious creates, the one infused with all your past beliefs, fears, and assumptions. This subconscious, the true director, operates beyond your immediate awareness, silently orchestrating every scene, every interaction, every outcome. You might think you're deciding your fate in the moment, but often you are simply observing the playback of a deeply ingrained program. This disjunction between conscious intent and subconscious action is where the loop solidifies. We watch, we react, we reinforce. Your fervent desires often fall flat not because you're unworthy, but because the observer is locked into a different, older script. This split between who you think you are and who your subconscious assumes you are is the ultimate paradox. This leads us to the harsh truth that quantum mechanics does care what you want. You might chant affirmations, visualize success, and genuinely want a different outcome, but the universe doesn't respond to conscious wishes in the way you've been taught. It responds to the coherent signal being emitted by your entire observer system, conscious, and more powerfully, subconscious. Quantum mechanics, at its core, operates on probability fields, not personal preferences. Your desire alone, if contradicted by a deeper, unexamined belief, creates a dissonant frequency. It's like trying to tune a radio to two stations at once. The signal becomes noise. The quantum field, reflecting your internal state, remains fuzzy, unstable. It cannot coalesce into a clear, new reality. The universe isn't denying you, it's accurately reflecting the true state of your internal observer. If your subconscious truly believes you are unworthy or that change is impossible, then those probabilities are reinforced, regardless of your conscious longing. It's a cold, hard truth that your inner world dictates the outer. This fundamental resistance to coherent change isn't random, It's a powerful force keeping your current reality locked. We call this force identity inertia, the lie that keeps reality locked. Identity inertia is the invisible anchor holding your current self-perception firmly in place. It's the silent agreement you've made with yourself, often without realizing it, about who you fundamentally are, what you deserve, and what's possible for you. This agreement, forged in past experiences and reinforced by every subsequent observation, becomes the bedrock of your reality. Any new desire, any attempt to shift into a different version of yourself, is immediately met with this powerful counterforce. It's like trying to turn a massive ship. You can steer the wheel, but the ship continues on its original course for an extended period. This inertia explains why change feels so difficult, why new habits falter, and why old patterns resurface. It's not weakness, it's the fundamental integrity of your observer system dedicated to maintaining coherence. Your system is designed to keep your reality stable, even if that stability is painful. The lie isn't that you're stuck. The lie is that you can't change. This inertia leads directly to a frustrating temporal phenomenon you've all experienced but never understood. It's the reason why your desires often seem to materialize only after you've let go. Next, we uncover the mechanism behind reality lag, the delay that tricks you into doubt. Reality lag is the frustrating delay between your internal shift and its external manifestation. You make a profound internal decision, you commit to a new identity, and then nothing happens, or worse, things seem to get worse. This lag isn't a glitch in the system, it's an inherent part of how reality renders. Your current physical reality is a memory bubble of your past identity. It's the lingering echo, the residual data stream from the observer you were. When you consciously choose a new probability, your old reality, heavy with inertia, continues to play out for a time. This is where doubt creeps in, where people give up, mistaking the lag for failure. You start to question your shift, you revert to old thought patterns, and you inadvertently re-engage the old probability field. The lag tricks you into thinking your efforts were futile, but they were merely unobserved long enough for the old programming to reassert itself. You mistake the echo for the present moment. This temporal distortion is intricately linked to what your mind prioritizes. What you see as potential, what your mind filters in, is never random. This brings us to a hidden gatekeeper in your brain, the reticular activator. Why you never see the exit? The reticular activating system, your RAS, is an unconscious filter. It acts as the bouncer of your brain, determining what information gets through to your conscious awareness and what gets discarded. It's constantly scanning your environment, seeking out what aligns with your dominant thoughts, beliefs, and intentions, your current identity. If your identity is rooted in scarcity, your RAS will highlight instances of lack, reinforce beliefs of limited opportunity, and literally make you blind to pathways out of your current predicament. You don't see the exit because your internal filter is programmed to confirm the walls. The solutions are present, but your RAS simply doesn't flag them for conscious consideration. This isn't about conscious choice. It's about a deep, underlying program choosing for you. The RAS operates like a search engine with preset keywords. If your keywords are struggle and impossible, that's what it finds. It keeps you looping through the same corridors, never recognizing the door right in front of you. This powerful filter means true change requires more than just wishing. It demands a tactical reprogramming. But how do you bypass this internal bouncer? Next, we dive into micro-experiments, shifting the observer mid-loop. You can't simply force your RAS to see new opportunities. You have to gently, almost imperceptibly, reprogram its search criteria. This is where micro-experiments come in. Instead of trying to manifest a grand dream all at once, focus on tiny, almost inconsequential shifts in perception. Choose a small, verifiable belief that you want to cultivate. For example, I always find parking spots, or I always notice green cars. The outcome itself is less important than the act of deliberately directing your RAS. You are giving it new keywords, new things to prioritize. By consistently observing and recognizing these small, intentional manifestations, you train your RAS. You begin to prove to your deeper self that your focus, when aligned, can influence your observable reality. You are shifting the observer mid-loop, creating new neural pathways of possibility. These small successes, building one upon another, weaken the old filtering mechanisms. You begin to notice what was always there, but previously ignored. You start to see the cracks in the old reality. But what truly fuels these micro-shifts? It's not the event itself, but the energy imbued in its representation. Next, we uncover how symbols are programming glitches waiting to be collapsed. Symbols are more than just images. They are condensed packets of meaning, potent keys that can bypass the conscious mind and speak directly to your subconscious. A simple symbol, a specific image, a recurring number, a familiar object can carry immense energetic weight, acting as a shortcut to a particular state of being or belief. When you consistently imbue a symbol with a new meaning, a new outcome, it becomes a powerful programming glitch. It's like finding a backdoor into your own operating system. Your conscious mind attaches the new intention. Your subconscious, sensing the consistent focus, begins to reprioritize. These symbols can appear as synchronicities, as recurring patterns that you suddenly notice everywhere. They aren't random. They are your RAS, newly programmed, flagging these symbols as relevant. They are literally glitches in the old program, inviting you to collapse a new meaning onto them. The external world then starts to reorganize itself around these deeply imprinted symbols. This isn't magic. It's a direct functional consequence of your observer's shifted internal mapping. This intentional cultivation of symbolic meaning lays the groundwork for the most profound shift of all. Next, we explore timeline collapse. Acting as if isn't pretending, it's rendering. Acting as if isn't about faking it until you make it. It's a direct command to the universe, a declaration of your chosen timeline. When you embody the feelings, thoughts, and actions of the person who already has what you desire, you are collapsing a probability wave. You are rendering that reality in the present moment, not wishing for it in the future. This isn't just about positive thinking, it's about an undeniable internal congruence. Your entire being aligns with the chosen outcome. Your body language shifts, your decisions change, your energy field resonates a different frequency. This internal coherence sends a powerful, unambiguous signal to the quantum field. The external world must then respond. It reorganizes itself, not to give you what you want, but to reflect who you have become. You are literally pulling a future timeline into the present, making it your observable reality. The pretense is simply the current observer collapsing into the next. However, this powerful technique is often undermined by a subtle, insidious trap. The very act of trying to get somewhere can push it further away. This brings us to the self-defeating mechanism of the paradox loop. Trying harder strengthens the old feed. The paradox loop is a cruel irony of manifestation. The harder you try to manifest something, particularly from a place of perceived lack or desperation, the more you strengthen the belief in that lack. Your fervent effort, rooted in the idea of not having, paradoxically reinforces the very reality you're trying to escape. Your energy becomes focused on the process of trying rather than the state of already having. The universe, responding to your dominant frequency, registers the energy of struggle and absence. It maintains the feed of the old reality because that's what you're primarily observing and energizing. This isn't about laziness. It's about resonance. Force and effort often come from a place of resistance, pushing against your current reality. But true manifestation is about allowing, about aligning, about accepting what already exists in the quantum field. The moment you release the struggle, the old feed loses power. This subtle energetic trap highlights why your external world can remain stubbornly fixed. But what happens when you're not actively choosing a feed yourself? Next, we see how external scripts, when you don't observe, others will. If you are not consciously and deliberately observing and collapsing your own reality, someone else is. Your consciousness is always interacting with the quantum field, always collapsing probabilities. If you are passive, if you are not projecting your own intent, then the default settings or the projections of others will take precedence. The collective consciousness, societal expectations, the needs and desires of those around you, these become the dominant scripts playing out in your life if you're not actively writing your own. You become an actor in someone else's play, or worse, merely a prop. Your energy is then utilized to render their reality, not yours. This isn't a malicious act, it's the fundamental nature of observation. Where there is an absence of focused intent, the strongest available intention fills the void. Your inaction in crafting your reality doesn't mean nothing happens. It means someone else's active observation becomes your lived experience. This powerful truth makes clear that true freedom isn't just internal. It demands an active, conscious engagement with the world. But to truly step into your power, to truly author your own script, requires the most terrifying and liberating act of all. Next, we face the forbidden shift, letting the old identity die without proof. This is the ultimate leap of faith, the forbidden shift that most people recoil from. It's the moment you willingly allow your old identity, the self that has defined your current reality, to dissolve completely without any external proof that the new one will take its place. It's a quantum blackout. You shed the familiar skin, the comforting stories, the self-limiting beliefs that have kept you safe, albeit small. This feels like a death. It brings immense fear because your ego, the guardian of your current self, screams for evidence, for security, for precedent. But there is none. You must step into the void, trusting that a new, more aligned self will emerge, entirely constructed from your unwavering vision, even when the external world still reflects the old. It means enduring the discomfort of not knowing, of existing in a liminal space where the old is gone and the new is not yet fully visible. The proof comes after the death. This final, terrifying plunge into the unknown is the ultimate act of reclaiming your observational power. It's what this entire discussion has led to. What you are witnessing now is not mere information, but an invitation. This ultimately begs the question, how did you find yourself here, consuming these words right now? Next, we consider the final glitch. This video wasn't random, it's a reflection. This video, these words, this timing, it wasn't a random algorithm pushing content to your screen. It's a reflection. It's a glitch in the fabric of your current reality, precisely placed there by your own powerful subconscious, seeking a crack in the old programming. You are ready to see what was always there. Your inner observer, tired of the repeating loops, the unfulfilled desires, the constant feeling of stagnation, finally prompted this data stream to appear. It resonated with a deep, unspoken question within you, a silent plea for understanding that you may not have even consciously articulated. This isn't a lesson being taught to you, but a recognition being awakened within you. The information wasn't new, it was simply being brought to your conscious awareness, filtered through your newly activated RAS. This video is proof that your internal observer is already starting to shift. The question is, will you answer its call? Make sure to subscribe for more videos and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. We'll see you in the next one.